Hey, let's go. What do you say? Exciting times into the running calendar for me, for sure. Approaching Chicago Marathon. Welcome to the running journey. I'm Rob. Today I'm joined by my brother Charlie, and also a good friend of mine and of Charlie's, CLAF, Colin Lafreniere, who's a sub 3 hour marathon runner himself, trying to do sub three in Chicago. He's been a guy that has pushed me a lot lately, and apparently I've pushed him a lot lately too. We've pushed him. So good to have him on the show. We'll be talking about all sorts of things. We start off by telling you the good news. The good news is Charlie is okay. Charlie's okay. He's recovering very nicely from his crash at Ironman Worlds. If you haven't listened to that, go back, listen to that episode. He's doing okay. He's going to run Chicago. Then we talk a bit about Colin's journey. We talk about a whole bunch of other stuff too, training and how to find lightning in a bottle. And obviously, at the end, we end up talking about Chicago and the likelihood of us both breaking three, Boston Qualifier, all sorts of other fun stuff. Fun episode. Happy to have Colin on the show. He's a beauty. I love this guy. I feel like I could have talked to him for hours and hours and hours, but we tried to respect the 1 hour slot. Couldn't quite do it. Enjoy the episode, guys. 136 of the running journey, and thanks for tuning in. All right, welcome, guys. I'm here with my brother Charlie Tetro. Good to have you here, Charlie. I also have Colin Lafreniere, aka CLAF, another one on the Chicago trip that's coming with us. We're going to talk to him about his running journey. We're going to talk to him about the possibility of sub three in Chicago. And I'll tell you what, guys, I ran with him on Sunday, and he looks like he's ready. That's for sure. I don't know if I'm ready, but he looked ready. Before we get into Colin, his running journey, this is a pretty exciting episode because, we're getting very close to Chicago. It's getting exciting. I think there's a buzz around the 8 of us that are going, but I do want to ask you, Charlie, how you're feeling. I mean, last episode was crazy in the running journey space. I think I saw you on Monday or Sunday. How are you feeling today, Charlie?
Not bad. Pretty good. Actually, it's my shoulder's been improving a lot. I did have a bit of a cold last week, so that was kind of affecting me. So every time I was coughing, my rib would hurt. But I feel like I'm pretty much over it. I feel like I'm almost ready to start running again. So feeling pretty
Wow.
good. Yep.
Dude, it's crazy how quickly you're bouncing back. So you told me that the shoulder was kind of fine, but you're still worried a bit about the rib and the hip and the head a little bit.
Yeah. Not the head too much. No.
Okay, head is gone, and then the ribs. I mean, ribs are going to clear up over time, I think, right?
Yeah, ribs will be fine. Yep.
And then the hip you were worried about.
Yeah, it's getting better. Just so the worst pain in the morning when I wake up. So the worst pain is in the morning when I wake up, and it's just in my hip a little bit. And then as soon as I have my walk, right after my walk, it kind of all goes away and it feels fine. So not too concerned. I think it's just like some nerves and some stiffness and all that. But yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So a lot of people came up to me on Sunday. I was at the Rotary Marathon, half marathon with Colin and CLAF and Todd Friesen and all sorts of Winnipeg runners. But the talk of the town was definitely Charlie and how you're recovering. So I'm glad to hear you're recovering and the listeners care. And I'm glad that we're able to share if you haven't listened to the episode, go back and listen to last week's episode, episode 130. I don't know what it is, 36 or 5, which was Charlie's Ironman Nice recap. Anyways, okay, so we're we're done. Let's introduce our guest, Colin Lafreniere. How long? I was going to say long time runner, but I actually don't know how long you've been running. Like, Colin, how long have you been running?
Yeah, so my history with running is it's complicated. Yeah, it goes back a long time ago. Back when I was a teenager, that's probably when I first dabbled in running. A little bit of cross country in elementary school. With hockey, I needed to find a way to elevate my game one way or another, and sure enough, running was the key element to helping that. So I started doing what I thought was long runs back then, which was a not quite a 5K loop, back in my hometown of St. Anne, Manitoba.
This is like when you were like playing junior hockey or something?
This is pre junior, so even pre midget, probably 13, 14 years old. I would have started back then. So yeah, short little loop of not quite 5K. Probably took me 25 plus minutes to do it back then. Didn't really know what pacing was. Didn't ever look at heart rate, things like that. It was just kind of go out the door and come back the way you went. And with running, I had seasonal allergies, so lots of breathing difficulties, and I had to make sure I had a Ventolin inhaler always at the ready, due to my reaction to any type of running. Really, it was almost instantaneous. So
you would just start coughing.
I would start wheezing, so breathing would become labored pretty much immediately. So if I didn't take it before the run, I would need to have it very soon after. Otherwise, that would then develop into like really itchy eyes and sneezing uncontrollably, 10, 15 in a row type thing. So yeah, that was the start of my running journey.
In high school, 5Ks, just to stay.
Just real short, 20 to 30-minute bouts of running, supplemental exercise to my other sports.
Yeah. So do you still have to do the inhaler every time you go?
It's funny. So for the past 3 decades or so, I've always had a Ventolin on hand, and maybe about 18 months ago or so, I started doing runs without it. So maybe scaling back the intensity. With that, I discovered that it was maybe not always necessary, and especially doing indoor runs like on the treadmill, found that it was not really causing the same exacerbations that outdoor running was. So I haven't been using it in the last year and a half or so.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's kind of odd, but yeah, I guess you gotta experiment sometimes with things, and you might discover that what you've been doing all along might not quite be the right thing for you. So
my wife says that, my wife runs kind of the odd half marathon here and there, and she runs 5Ks and 10Ks. And if she forgets her inhaler, like she's coming back home to get it because her asthma is so bad. So I'm glad that you figured it out for sure. So I should probably preface this by saying that we kind of go further back than just running, back with Colin Lafreniere. Charlie, you would have played, like I know Colin is, I think he's quite a bit younger than me. I'm guessing, I don't remember exactly, 2 years or 4 years younger than me, I think. Am I close?
Yeah, very close. I think 3 years. I mean, 85.
85, okay. Yeah. 4 years younger. I just remember him from senior hockey and junior hockey. Like I just remember you're a pretty solid hockey player back in the day. And you kept playing senior pretty much your whole life, didn't you?
Yeah, we definitely played some senior, both of you. Big rivalry.
Had a lot of minuses.
It was always a good battle between the two towns, it seems like. So
well, back then we would win sometimes. I think now St. Anne wins all the time. You guys have won like an obscene amount of championships over the last, what is it, like 6 in a row or something?
Yeah, I think it's 7 in a row now.
7 in a row, and like 9 out of 10 or something, 9 out of 11.
However many in a row is the amount that you get kicked out of the league for. So,
so you won too many championships, and now you got kicked out of the league.
Yeah, we're a big question mark as to what's going on. So,
but you're done playing, just to be clear.
I think so, but I thought that was the case last year as well, and I decided to come back for another year of seniors after 8-year hiatus. So who knows?
Dude, you
Never
gotta
know.
really love hockey, eh? To release on the skates for a 3-hour game
So
in Altona or wherever the heck you're playing to get like, I don't know, 4 shifts a period or 5 shifts a period.
As
I don't know.
as I get older, they get younger and seemingly
yeah,
bigger and faster and hit harder. So
I got a quick story on that,
you
Rob.
really have
Like,
to love the game. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
yeah. So I was thinking about it, and for me, same thing. Hockey's always been like nothing will ever. It's just a great sport. And nothing will ever replace it, right? And I don't know if I'm allowed. Anyways, we'll edit it if we don't want to. But so we were at a 5K race or a 10K race, and I saw Colin, and I saw his son, and I asked him, like, he had run like a 20 and a half 5K or something. He's a really good runner. He's like 10 years old, and he ran that fast. And I asked him what his favorite sport was, and he said, yeah, hockey, still hockey, obviously. So I was like, yeah, hockey's the best, agreed. And yeah, anyways, I don't know. So I guess it runs in the family. Just
It's the
for
greatest,
me, like
greatest.
hockey will never, nothing will ever replace hockey. It's just the greatest
The
sport.
last year I played senior, which is kind of the highest level in Winnipeg that's not pro, I guess we'll call it, in Manitoba. We won like provincials, we won senior A. Our league was, I think, 06 or 07. I don't remember, 08 maybe. And like I still remember this day, like the joy and the pride and the battle, and you're going on a bus to Souris with all these guys, and nothing matters more in your life at that point in like than winning that game that night. And it just, you're with a team, everyone cares, everyone's got a role. It's something special. Like it's the greatest memories of sports for me. It's hockey. So I'm echoing your statements, Charlie, unequivocally. It was so cool. And I had to quit because of concussions, or I sucked, one of the two. But Calais, you played like as a 40-year-old.
A lot of parallels there, Rob, with what you're saying. I too I didn't quit because of concussions, but it definitely altered my path in life. And I didn't end up pursuing it as a livelihood. I kind of realized pretty early on that maybe head injuries are not something to mess around with. So kind of left that at that. But going back to hockey and being on a team like that, you're part of a family. So you get together with the boys at least a couple times a week, and you look forward to walking into that dressing room and seeing those beautiful smiles and just the camaraderie. There's nothing that compares to it. So
I used to dream when I was young all the time. I would get dreams and daydreams and nap dreams of making the NHL. I was always going to play in the NHL. Recently, I've been dreaming about Santa and Aces calling me up and playing senior hockey. I've been dreaming that they saw my marathon times, and they were like, we could use a guy to just skate alongside Calais on the third line or whatever. That's how shitty my dreams are now. I'm just dreaming about playing senior hockey.
I don't know. That's a pretty good dream, I think.
They're looking for
I
like
lived it last year, so
really good back checker, I guess.
Yeah, who can't score.
Yeah.
A guy who can't score, can't really do anything, but is willing to skate. Anyways, enough about hockey, or not. I don't care. We'll talk about hockey the whole hour if you want. But I am interested. So you ran it. When did you start saying, you know what, I'm going to run half marathons or marathons?
So when I ended up stopping competitive hockey, I started my eating habits didn't quite catch up as quickly. So I was noticing that I put on weight quickly and I can lose it quickly. So it became that I was getting out of shape and wasn't feeling great. So I needed to find an outlet to burn energy or find a way to feel more energetic. And for me, running became that fairly quickly on. I realized that as far as exercise, bang for my buck, there wasn't anything really that could compete with running.
You're talking about 8 years ago when you stopped playing hockey. Am I correct?
Maybe a little bit before then.
Okay.
So after my truly last competitive hockey, which would have been with the Bisons, that would have been 2008. So around that time.
How did you do with the Bisons? Were you like a scorer there? Were you PP1, PP2 kind of thing, or were you more on the third, fourth line?
No. So my first year with the Bisons, I think we were rostering 28 players, and 20 players play on a night-to-night basis. So that leaves, barring injuries, a handful of healthy scratches.
The Black Aces.
Yes, sir. So it was a bit of in and out of the lineup for my first year. And then my second year, I was in pharmacy school. So I was showing up to practices halfway through on some days. My dean refused to allow me to miss school to travel with the team. So I was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out at that stage. So besides that, I don't think I would have been a top 6 player anyways. But it was fun to compete at that level. But once that page was turned, like I said, I was putting on weight pretty quickly. I needed to find a way to, maintain a healthy body weight, and running. There was nothing quite like it in the sense that I could get my heart rate up past 160 in no time. But put me on a stationary bike and I couldn't even come close to it. Meanwhile, my legs were scorching on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So 8 years-ish ago, you start thinking, maybe I want to do halves. I like this running. Maybe I want to do a half. Or what was your first race?
Yeah, my intro to running further than 5 kilometers was my brother-in-law asked me to join his relay team for the Manitoba Marathon. So that was, I think, a bit closer to 10 kilometers for the section that I was asked to run. So almost double the furthest I've ever ran in my life. So that would have been my intro to long distance running, if you want to call that long distance.
Yeah. Now it's a morning warm up.
Yeah, exactly. Times change pretty quickly.
Okay, so you did one of the stretches of the relay. You said, I like this, and you just kind of started expanding from there.
Exactly. So I think I did that for 2 or 3 years, and then 1 year during Christmas break, we were in Albertville, just outside of Minneapolis, and I'm in this outlet bookstore, and I see this book. The title, I guess, stood out to me. It was 4 months to a 4-hour marathon, and I thought, hey, this book is 50 cents. What is it? I picked this up, and I never even cracked it open.
Wow.
So
you never cracked it open?
I did though. Yes.
What's the trick? Run a lot, or?
Sorry.
What's the trick? Run a lot, or what does it say in that book?
I don't recall very much of it.
Okay.
It was back in 2014. So
okay. Wow. Okay.
I picked it up that Christmas, and I ended up signing up for the Manitoba Marathon in 2014, and I didn't quite break the 4-hour mark, but I did follow that book to my first full.
And you got it done, first full marathon.
I got it done, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, but everyone's first marathon story is like, well, I was going great till mile 20, and then I blew up, and I walked at the end, and I didn't quite get my goal. It's always the same story. Is yours comparable? Most
people, yeah, that's how it goes. There was definitely a lot of walking in the last hour or so of that 4 hours and 16 minutes.
That's not bad.
So I tried my hand again the following year and got closer to the 4-hour mark, but still couldn't quite crack it. Didn't follow the book a second time around, but I went with the old free program off Hal Higdon website.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty common avenue for people.
And
After that, it was kind of like, okay.
no, but how did you do it? That was your second one.
I didn't quite crack the 4-hour mark, and I think it was just slightly over. And then I pivoted from running for a little while, so went back to just focusing on senior hockey. Was doing a lot of high intensity interval training type stuff, so did a bit of CrossFit, did a bit of
I remember that you were doing CrossFit. Yeah,
did a bit of that. There was a gym in St. Pierre where I live here called North Strong, so fun classes, 1 hour sessions. You go at 6:15 in the morning, you're out of there at 7:15, rip home, shower, and then you're at work. So that was fun. It kept me busy for several years until the thought of running again, just that little seed came up in my mind, and then it ended up sprouting into venturing.
Colin, quick question here. What do you think about running makes it so that it keeps coming back in your head as a thing you'd be like? For me, it's the same thing. Like it's been throughout my life. Like I stopped running for a while or something, and then it just, the thought comes back that I want to do it again. So what do you think it is for you?
What is it about running that just makes me keep coming back? I guess it's kind of like golf. You get that one shot in a round that makes you consider coming back to the golf course, right? So running, to me, it's that one run that you get from time to time that everything clicks, and it's hard to beat that feeling where you feel like you can run through that brick wall that's behind you there, Charlie, and nothing hurts, and you're not tired whatsoever from beginning to end. And those happen very seldomly, but when they do, it's like everything that led up to that was worth it.
Okay, I would have answered it. I'll go on the side here, Rob. Sorry, I would have answered it slightly differently. For me, it's like running, like it gives you the opportunity to like really measure yourself objectively against a clock, and it's like whatever that clock says, it doesn't lie. 5K is 5K, is 10K is 10K. And then so you can really know that if you put in the work, you're actually like improving. That feeling of like being able to apply yourself and improve. But what you said too is true. Like you get those are like once every 2-3 years, those crazy races where you feel so good. But for me, it's like just that objective measure all the time. Although there's downhills, uphills, things like that.
I would kind of I think golf. I don't put golf in the same frame of mind as running. Maybe because I'm a shitty golfer. But like,
no, you're pretty good.
Well, I'm okay. I'm okay, but I mean, like, I'm not as good as Colin. I'm not as good as Laf. But like, I feel like golf. Like, I went through a time where I was like working. I had a golf sim. I had I was taking lessons, and I was like, I'm going to approach this the same way I'm now approaching running. I was like, I'm going to become the best in my age category. I'm going to become, but it never happened. And it's almost like there were too many variables that I couldn't control, or I just sucked too much, or I didn't put whatever. But like, I felt like I applied the same level of commitment, but I wasn't. It was depressing to see like the lack of progress. Whereby running, like,
I mean, running doesn't require that much skill. Like, I feel like, I mean,
maybe
as long as you put in the work, eventually you're going to improve, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean by those like special races, but
When you're in a flow state.
Yeah, I'm more meaning just it's usually just a run that doesn't mean much, right?
Like on a Tuesday morning or something.
It happens maybe once a month or once every couple months, depending on how things are going at that time. But I would backtrack on that and say, of late, with some of the injuries that I've dealt with, it's even more just like the ability to run pain-free, and just the fact that I'm able to run. I'm so grateful for that. So going out and being able to run brings me a lot of joy. So that's what running represents to me at this point in time. So if you ask me in a year from now, will it be a different answer? Probably. If you had asked me a year prior to now, it would have been a different answer, most likely.
That's awesome. I like that. You're saying not flow necessarily like a state of flow or of ecstasy or whatever in a race. You're saying just like once or twice a month, you're like, man, I'm going right now. I'm so happy to be alive and running.
Absolutely. So it has nothing to do with accolades. It has nothing to do with paces or, improvement. It just has to do with the act of running in of itself and how special that is.
That's cool. Does that make sense to you, Charlie?
Yeah, you get that feeling. So for me, like basically this week I haven't ran, or it's been like 2 weeks, and even right before my Ironman, I had felt like I wasn't running much, and the running just felt so easy and smooth. So that felt really good. And then this week, I did like I did do actually a little bit of running this week, and it just felt so good to actually because I didn't know if I would actually be able. Like I ran for like 5 minutes and I had like this huge high after this week, just because it'd been so long since I was able to actually run, and it felt really good.
Well, plus you were probably in a state where, holy smokes, what's going to happen to me here? I got all these injuries. Can I run? And just the fact that you were able to is proving that, okay, I'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. But it just felt like so. Even during it felt I just felt really alive and felt great.
Well, I'm happy you're there and you're not like in a kind of dopamine crash stage, which I was worried you would be. So I'm happy you're happy-ish that you're running. That's good. Because it sucks on a podcast when like you've been high on the podcast when I've been low, and we try to do an episode and it's just like it's shitty. And right now I'm about as high as I've been in a very long time. So I'm happy that you're not low. So I had a crazy day. You talk about just going out and just having a day. I think today's what, Wednesday? I think it was yesterday. I was just supposed to do strides. I was just supposed to do he took out my Tuesday hard workouts. I was just supposed to do strides, 8-minute miles with some strides. And I've been having a hard time running 8-minute miles easy because my body's just not recovering. I'm having a hard time. Well, I went out and I was longing these 8-minute miles. And then when it came to the strides, my legs just exploded. And I ran at a pace I think I've never, ever run at. And it felt so, so, so good, Colin. And I don't know what was going on. And I don't know what was happening. But I was like, I love running. And that's all I could think of all day on Tuesday. And I was just on such a high all day. And I haven't felt like that in a while. So I get what you're saying. There's random days where you're just in a great mood because you're running. Something happened.
Well, there must be some carryover from that Sunday fast finish because you were looking pretty strong there, Rob. So.
Oh, you were looking pretty strong too. So we're jumping ahead here, but Colin and I'm going to share this. I reached out to you and I was like, why don't you come run with me? Because we're both aiming to do sub-3 in Chicago. I'm jumping way ahead here in the journey, which I don't care because it's our show. We could do whatever we want. How confident do you feel in your ability to do sub-3 in Chicago?
So do I think I can run a sub-3 marathon? I do. Do I think it'll be in Chicago? I guess we'll find out in a few weeks.
It's so hard to know, right? Because you're doing all these training and you're like your fast finish says we did 5 miles?
Yeah, 5 miles.
5 miles. So you run, 10, 12, 15 miles, then you run 5 fast ones. And you go, I remember you and I at the end were like, could we do this for another 13 miles or 10 miles or 5 miles? And we're both like, I think so. I don't know. Like, it's so hard to know. And Charlie's snickering right now because he's probably like, well, there's data and you could look at your past training and you could look at, but I find it very, very hard to know whether or not you're in sub 3 shape just by doing a fast
finish. If you do that workout and then you feel like, yes, you can do it for 26.2, then you're definitely going to do it. There should be some doubt is what I'm saying. Like,
so there's definitely doubt. Like, could
there should be some doubt.
Yeah. Did I think what you just said? Absolutely not.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking there's no way I'm being stopped. Zero. Like, I'm not thinking that, but I mean, we did the workout.
I'm just thinking of when we ran the one in California there, like that time I didn't want to be overconfident, but that time, like, I just knew we were going to do it, but
by quite a bit.
But every other marathon I've ever run, there's always been lots and lots of doubt.
I've only had London where I was like, I'm going to do this. So I'm not feeling like I'm feeling in London, but I will say, Colin, I'm glad you came out with me on Sunday. I'm really glad you came out, and I'm glad we pounded through those miles together because it felt pretty good after. Like, I wasn't feeling great, but I remember telling you before the workout, I'm like, if we can't finish this, then Chicago's off the table, right? If I can't do 18 miles with a 5 mile fast finish, then it's off the table. Sub 3 is not happening.
For sure.
So, and Charlie might disagree with that. I don't know, but I was like, this has to be like a minimum standard. Like, even if it's kind of like you got to pound through this at least. So I did feel like I could have kept going for some miles. I don't know how many, but I definitely felt like I could have kept going. So that means it's on the table maybe. And we did the same workout. So anyways, I'm glad you came on Sunday. How'd you feel after?
I'm glad you reached out and extended me the invitation. It was a little bit more than my coach had on my plate, but I think it ended up being great. The fact that I was able to do it with you was a confidence booster, certainly. But like you said, it doesn't mean I can now just go to Chicago and it's going to happen. A few other things have to line up as well. But like you said, if I was unable to do it, was it a deal breaker? I don't know for sure, but it definitely would have hurt my confidence, which in return would have hurt my chances.
Yeah, confidence is like 70% of the battle, right? Yeah. Maybe fitness has some play in that.
Confidence is a huge thing, I think. Yeah.
What do you think are the other variables that have to happen? Like, we're 2 weeks out. You get one more big workout this weekend, Colin?
Yeah, one more big-ish. So I'm definitely not doing the one that I had talked to you about on the weekend. But one
You're
thing,
not doing a 16-mile fast finish?
Yeah, I did that one already. So
you did.
I think we can leave that.
You had 16 miles at race pace, you had told me.
Yeah, so I've done that one already.
When was that? Today? Yesterday?
A few weeks ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll go over those details in a bit, and kind of want to see what your guys' thoughts are on the possibility of sub 3 happening.
Yeah, let's do it now.
Wait. I know Colin has some interesting stories of past races that I think we should go. Like,
sorry, yeah. I
mean, we can go into that, but I know, like, Colin, I know you had some Boston qualifying attempts that you were very close and things like that. I don't know what you want to talk about, but I thought there was a few that were pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to mention the one thing that Rob was asking about that maybe needs to trend in a certain direction in order for my chances in Chicago to improve. And, a couple of weeks ago, you had shared some HRV data, Rob, and how you finally trended back into the green.
Finally got to green.
you were pretty down and out for a bit. That was, I'm certain, contributing to how you were feeling. I'm finally seeing that happening for me. So 5 nights in a row now, I've had green readings after. So August 13th was the last time I had a green reading prior to this. And
Oh, wow.
so I had 19 unbalanced nights and 17 lows. So I was definitely deep into the high volume weeks, and unfortunately had gotten a cold and a sinusitis that didn't help things. So definitely was depleted leading into the race that I ran a couple weeks ago. But now we're seeing things trending in the right direction. So I'm starting to feel much better. So I think the taper and this realignment, it's kind of timing very nicely for the Chicago taper.
Sounds like a 250.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
I think 250 is impossible, right? Because there's no possible way you could ever start at that pace, like start at a pace that could give you.
No. I mean, so okay, so the best I've ever exceeded my expectations in a marathon or half marathon is like 7 minutes and a half.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know how it could happen in a full. A full, you have to be more conservative. It's harder to do, I think.
Yeah, half you kind of know how long you can hang on to that 160, 165, 170 heart rate. You know, if it's only an hour 30, you can push and not die. But a marathon, you're like, I don't know if I can hold this.
Yeah.
But
anyways, I mean, so it sounds like you're recovering really well, which is how a taper is supposed to work. So so you must be feeling pretty good.
Definitely after seeing that, it's nice to see for sure. It's also nice to feel it, not just see it in data, right?
That's the key. That's the key.
It can be
My
misleading.
numbers have been horrible since I crashed on my bike.
Yeah.
Down a mountain.
You're also post Ironman build, right? So
yeah, no.
Your body is probably releasing a lot.
The numbers were starting to look good right before the Ironman, and then.
Yeah.
Well, you still did like a, I don't know, 6-hour pretty aggressive effort or whatever it was, 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like doing a marathon. The pace that you're going in the hills and the mountains, it's more than a marathon probably.
I didn't hit my numbers.
Okay.
But yes.
Come on. It's enough of this. Okay, let's talk about some of your races, Colin, and then we'll get back to strategy for Chicago, because Chicago is exciting. So I think Charlie's referencing, I think I've told the story on the podcast. I'll let you tell it. You were pretty excited about, I think it was the downhill marathon in the cheater marathon, as we call it, in Salt Lake City, was it?
Yeah, Salt Lake City. So
3 years ago, my first run with Rob.
2 years ago. So
2 years ago.
2023 was the one race that had gotten me the standard for Boston. So it was a 3 hour, 18-second marathon, and ended up missing the cutoff by 47 seconds that year. So that
47.
race,
yeah,
47 seconds.
And that was a year where the cutoff moved like 3-4 minutes or something. It was a few years after COVID, and that's when the time was moving a lot. Time moved a lot that year. Go ahead.
Can I just make a quick comment on Boston Marathon qualifying?
So
Times just came out today, so congrats to a bunch of people, including you, Rob. Congrats, you made it.
Thank you.
If I would have registered, I would have missed it by 23 seconds, which is fine because I didn't register. But congrats to a couple other people, Todd Friesen and Victor Noé. I don't know who else, but
Jayla. There's
quite a bunch of people. But so you missed it by 47 seconds. Ouch.
Yeah, and that race was unique in that it fell in 2 different qualifying periods. So
Oh, yeah.
I was able to resubmit the following year, but I had a feeling that that cutoff was going to grow, and certainly it did by several minutes.
Okay.
So back to the drawing board. I spent 2024, or the back half or back third of or quarter of 2023 into 2024, training really hard. I started working with a personal trainer who I still work with today. It's been a couple years now. I tried my hand at sub 3 at the Manitoba Marathon in 2024. Certainly
tough
was not in shape for those conditions. So, but I still tried. Still went out and started at the 650. However, it was quite warm and humid, so the cramps came with a vengeance about 2/3 of the way through that race. So hobbled home with lots of cramping. So yeah, I went back to the drawing board, and that led me to finding a running coach. And I started working with Stefan Reimer.
Oh, he's fast.
Back in July of 2024. So yeah.
How's that going?
So that is definitely gotten me faster. I did unfortunately experience a bit of injury woes between then and now. So last summer, I experienced my first stress fracture in the right hip. So a lot of that was
in your hip.
Yeah. So
we never found out about this. So you ran that 10 and 10, and then right after you were done, is that what happened?
Same day, Colin and I both got injured.
So leading into the 10 and 10, I was dealing with some soreness.
Yeah.
Soreness / very low grade pain, maybe.
Yeah.
So hard to differentiate. And there were signs now looking back, but I kept going when I shouldn't have, and it all culminated with that 10 and 10 race that
ended up
running into a train, literally. So following that race, the next day I was having lots of difficulty walking, and I ended up going. I took that week off of running thinking, okay, 4 or 5 days off. I'm surely going to feel great after that. But no, the pain stuck around enough to make me head to the Pan Am clinic right away, which was probably a wise decision since they were able to get me into imaging maybe more quickly than other avenues would have. So ended up getting into MRI imaging within 3 weeks. Found out that there was a stress fracture on the femoral head. So no running for the indefinite future. So that was tough to hear.
That's luckily, probably the worst thing you could hear as a runner, like for
especially having my first major marathon on the docket a month and a bit down the road. Now you can't even run for 6 to 8 weeks. So okay, have to alter the plans and reschedule that. So luckily the doctor said if you're pain free, you can do other non-impact activities such as cycling. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, okay, I can bike. I went on the bike, pain free. Okay, I can start hammering workouts on the bike.
So I remember you were on the bike every day there for a stretch.
Pretty much immediately, I was doing 5 to 6 workouts a week on the bike. That lasted for 10 weeks or so.
Curious, what kind of bike do you have, Colin?
at that time I still have it. It's a track bike. It's a fixie, so one speed,
One gear.
one gear
Yeah.
kind of road bike.
It's a road bike though?
Well, it's shaped like a road bike. I guess it's not. It's maybe not a road bike by definition, but it's got the same look as a road bike.
And you're riding around St. Pierre in that thing.
All indoors, so I had to pick up. I'd pick up Garmin pedals to get some power measurement. New bike trainer because the one I had didn't quite work with a one speed bike. So once I picked that up, I was able to finally see, how hard are you actually working? Because prior to that, it's you're pedaling, you're hammering as hard as you can, and your legs are burning, and your heart rate is at 125. So it took a while to build that bike strength in order to be able to tax the cardiovascular system equally. But once I did finally reach that stage, I was having a blast on the bike. So yes, I wasn't running. I was down and out about that, but at least I was able to build my fitness a different way.
That was 1 year ago, right? Right around now?
Yes, exactly. So
okay.
10 and 10 was, I think, September 8th last year. And then I was using a cane at work for almost 4 weeks, I think, trying to do everything I could to accelerate the healing. So yeah, I was able to get back into running a bit before Christmas time. I started joining Erte at the Max Bell for their winter session on Sunday
Shout
morning.
out to Greg Benner.
Yeah, the Greg.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you started there. Yeah, we were talking about hockey that one time. Yeah.
I would see Charlie there.
I was there a few times.
Saw you there once, I think. So that was my reintroduction to running. Obviously took it a little bit easy to start, but it didn't take long, and I was hammering intervals.
Crushing 200-meter laps on your return.
Yeah, full speed.
Full speed on 200-meter laps. Let's go.
3K time trials, and
oh God.
At least that track is soft. It's not like the Steinbach track that we run at in the summer.
But as an aside, though, I told you on Sunday, Colin, there's nothing more fun than running track. Like I cannot wait for my workout tomorrow. I am so excited about this track workout.
Rob, what's your workout tomorrow?
I don't know. It's like 1,200. I think it's like 3,000 meter with 1,200 meters and 400 intervals, and it's I don't know. It's different every time.
It's up and down, the ladder.
Sounds like what I did yesterday.
It's just so fun. I don't know. I just love pushing yourself.
It's fun to push yourself, eh?
It is so fun to push yourself.
Just feel the pain for a bit.
Feel the pain.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not stopping the track once it's done. But anyway, sorry, Colin.
Yeah. Post that stress fracture in the hip, everything has been great hip-wise. I think hitting the gym with the trainer has definitely helped prevent injuries. I'm 40 years old now, so things don't quite heal or stay the way they used to. Leading into Chicago, obviously.
Is this your first major, Colin?
It is, yeah.
First major.
It would have been my first one last year. Deferred it to this year due to that injury.
And now the hay's in the barn pretty much for real, right?
Like Ryan Brand would say, the hay's been put in the barn for safekeeping. And
the horses have plenty to eat.
We've gone pretty hard here in the lead up. And
there's a lot of hay, I think.
Like I said, injury-wise, I've been pretty lucky. I have been dealing with some shin splints on and off throughout the build, but I think that just comes with, pushing that envelope and trying to maximize the fitness that I can get during.
So that's Stefan, he pushes you hard, I guess.
Yes, he sees, I guess, the potential. So he sets the bar pretty high. Hitting it most of the time. There's the odd time where I'm like, okay, maybe it'd be best. My old self would have done this, but I've gained some experience and wisdom that sometimes it's best to scale back a bit and know that you can do it and not have to always prove it to yourself.
Yeah.
Ooh, words of wisdom there.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's hard. That's the hardest.
So hard to take a day off.
Yeah. No, it's not even that, but like, let's say, like, back off on a workout, even though you know you can do it, but like, it's gonna kill yourself. Like,
yeah, it's not a great time in the week. You didn't have enough sleep, whatever. Some sort of reason why you shouldn't do it, and you're looking at it and you're like, I can do this. I know I can, but I'm choosing not to.
Yeah, just as an example, thankfully I get most of my runs done early in the morning, so I don't have to deal with too high of temperatures. But if it's
4 a.m., 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m., something I would have
cheater workouts
looked at back in the day and thought you were crazy for doing, but here I am doing it. But yeah, if it's like 22 degrees outside and you need to do a marathon pace workout, and in order to hit those paces, should you be, actually putting your body through that, or should you maybe, scale it back 10, 20 seconds per mile and consider that is probably equivalent in terms of effort, right?
Yeah, totally. No.
Okay, so you come out of that Christmas, you're feeling good, you're doing track workouts. What marathons did you do this year?
So
or 5Ks or 10Ks.
Yeah, I did a lot more of the shorter MRA stuff this year.
Okay, yeah, those are fun, eh?
It's fun, especially when you got a young boy that is big into running too. So
yeah,
you can sign up, do a father-son run.
Trying to. So he's one of 5, right? Or how many kids do you have?
6 kids. Yeah.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's trying to get dad's attention, probably.
Maybe.
I don't know. But he's working. It's working for him.
He does work
fast, eh?
So, yeah, whatever is motivating him, not too sure, but
you know what's gonna suck? He's gonna get to like cross country running in a few years in school, and he's gonna show up on the first day ready to run 10Ks and 15Ks.
You're gonna be like, run 1,000 meters or something.
I think it's like 800 meters in grade 6 or 7, and then it's like 1,200, then it's 16 for like cross country. It only slowly gets to 3,000 like in 5K like in senior varsity, I think. So he's gonna be ready.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is for him this year, but
does he run for the school yet? Or
I think 500 meters sounds about right. And
yeah,
go talk to your gym teacher and see if you can go run with the 8th graders, or challenge yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Well, 500, he'll work on his speed. Like that'll be just all out for him. He can probably just go as hard as he can.
Yeah, get that heart rate over 215.
250.
You got to tell the story you're telling me about the Garmin, like when he would wear your Garmin.
Oh yeah, so we used to share a watch, and Noah would go take my watch out for a 2-3 miler, and it would then sync up with my training peaks, and my coach would be like,
dude, you gotta slow down.
Got the heart rate a little bit high. The high 190s. Yeah, no, that wasn't me. I wish.
High 190s, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so this can we talk about Chicago, Charlie?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm dying to hear about Chicago now. Let's go.
Sorry.
What's the plan?
What's the plan, kind of? So wait, you went and you were supposed to run all out effort a couple of weeks ago. Quick story on that, or you want to just skip over it?
No, we can touch on
Salt Lake City, the
Salt
Rebel
Lake City,
Series.
Rebel Big Conwood, which I thought was part of the 2026 Boston qualifying, but I found out pretty close to the race that it was actually a day after the window closed. Not even, it's like September 11th at 5 Eastern PM, the window closes and the race was like 12 hours later.
Oh,
So anyways, that was
my day.
a bit, well, I wouldn't say crushing, but
Well, because now you had to add 10
That's why
minutes.
you took it easy then. That's why you took
yeah,
it easy.
so I realized that I needed to go 10 minutes faster plus buffer, which at the time I was not really sure where that would land with the 5-minute adjustment. And now you're saying there's an additional 4 minutes and 34 seconds of a cutoff for this year. So you're looking at almost 10 minutes off the previous standard.
Is it a 5-minute or 10-minute adjustment, yours?
10,
It's
right?
a 10, yes.
10. So you basically had to beat the time by 15 minutes.
So you had to run like a 250?
Sub 250 would have been, would still not have been a guarantee. It would have been one of those like nail biters until they come out with what the cutoff is. So I knew pretty early on that that was not in the cards. So I took Rob's words of advice to heart, and I scaled back right away. In fact,
I was just worried about you because I wanted you to run Chicago with me.
Yes,
I was selfishly telling you to hold back. Selfishly.
Yeah. It was very selfish. Yeah,
for sure.
It's all about personal. You need a running partner.
I need a running partner.
Definitely the right decision. So yeah, that became a training run in the end. So we added that to the build up to Chicago. Now, this build up has been very unique. So with my history, with my injuries, we incorporated a lot more bike into the build. So how my build up for Chicago looked was Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays were the key days. So Tuesday was always a track workout with Arete in Steinbach, and then Thursdays would be a tempo day of some sort, and then Sundays would be the long run.
So just gonna pause there. These marathon training plans are not complicated. It's always the same thing. It's an interval, a tempo, and a long run, and the rest is easy, pretty much, right? Like almost every plan you see.
Yeah,
for sure. So why is this so hard, right?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
So Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays were easy days. There was usually 2 bikes and 1 run out of those days. So on most weeks, I was running probably 4 times and biking twice. So pretty unique in that sense.
Do you think you get much out of the biking, or?
I definitely sweat.
How long were your biking sessions?
The Mondays and the Saturdays were shorter, probably 40-minute sessions, and then the Wednesday during the peak would have been maybe an hour and a half, and then so training.
I'm hoping that all the biking. I'm hoping all the biking I did helps me as well.
Oh, Charlie, you're gonna be flying.
So we'll see what happens in Chicago with that. So the like if you were to say how many miles were you running per week? Well, with biking that heavily, it definitely decreased my total volume.
Well, you were doing it just for injury prevention, and you're recovering, right? You're coming out of
Exactly.
all those injuries that you had.
But I was definitely hitting those key workouts, and my long runs looked like this. So week 2 and 3 were 16 miles. Week 4 was 18. Week 5 was 14. Then we started to get into the higher volume weeks. Week 6, I started having some speed and sprinkled into those longer sessions. So 18 and a half at week 6 with 5 by mile. Week 7, I did 22. Week 8, I did the 10-mile race in Gimli.
That's a fun one. How did that go?
Dagger run. That was fun. Yeah.
Did you go all out on that one, or?
I went all out there. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your time?
I think it was 63 and a half.
Okay.
6:20 minute miles.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
So not terrible. And then had some 20+ mile weeks in between week 10 to week 13.
Of a total, 15-week plan?
So it was 14 weeks from start to Big Cottonwood, and then 18 weeks from start to Chicago. So at 2 weeks prior to Big Cottonwood, I did a 16-mile marathon pace effort. I was out in Vancouver for Noah's golf tournament at that time. So a bit of travel sprinkled in there. I had run a 21-mile effort on the treadmill 5 days prior. It was 21 degrees Celsius average for that effort, and I was able to hit 6:59 minute miles on a what do they call it, compact gravel trail.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember that run. Yeah,
with a hydration vest on, and my average heart rate was 162 for that run. So it wasn't quite marathon pace, but it definitely felt like it. So
yeah, the heat and the gravel.
That seems like a lot, like a 21 miler and then another one right after.
Getting into that, so I think I definitely carried some fatigue into Big Cottonwood as well. So
okay, how about this weekend? What do you have this weekend?
This weekend I have a roughly 14-mile run on Sunday with 5 sections of 2 miles at marathon pace.
Okay.
So that's kind of like you started tapering then already, basically.
Yeah, he's got a 3-week taper.
Yeah, with my recovery, so that even though that mountain race became a training run, he'll definitely took a beating on the quads. So I didn't run for, I think, a handful of days, and then got back into it. And then when Rob asked me to join him for the Rotary half, I figured, why don't we make this work into the plan, and I'll go and try 5 miles fast finish with him and see what happens.
But you, like,
how did those 5 miles feel? Oh, sorry. Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. They were challenging for sure. They were. It wasn't easy, but I felt strong. Like, if that makes any sense.
Plus, we did progressive.
Your legs had some pep kind of thing, and
yeah, we did get faster every mile.
2 seconds faster every mile. So you finish at 6:40, which is way below
Charlie.
I'm definitely doing a Charlie. And the 4th mile of the fast one, all of a sudden I was right on schedule, but all of a sudden we're going up the overpass.
You didn't plan
I
it.
was like, shit. I'm going to miss this one. So I bolt out into a sprint.
Over the overpass?
Just over the overpass. And he's like, what is this guy doing? Like, why is he sprinting all of a sudden? And so I just got it by like 1 second.
On the course? Is that like part of the Rotary course there?
Yeah, the Pembina, what would that be?
That's a
Not
tough
Pembina,
part of the course
Bishop.
there.
Yeah,
Bishop,
it's crossing Abinogi,
Abinoji
Makana.
McKenna.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
that's a tough portion
270-degree turn there.
Yeah, there's some sharp turns there on that course too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I like get back to downhill. He's like, "What do you?" And I was like, "My mile. I need it." And he's like, "Oh, did you get it?" I was like, "Yeah, I got it." He's like, "Oh, okay, like good for you." Nobody like, and I was kind of laughing at myself. Like, why did it matter so much?
Hey,
to
I
me?
would have done the same thing, Rob. I would have done the same thing. Except it would have been 7:40. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So into the taper here, like you said, the hay's in the barn. So don't do anything stupid now. Just get some sleep, hydrate, and eat a lot of carbs.
I have one more harvesting thrashing session for hay. Is that what it's called? A threshing session?
That's tomorrow.
Sunday, I gotta get the
Sunday.
I'm gonna have a 1 week build, 1 week taper.
I love that strategy. The 1 week build, 1 week taper. I did a 3 week build, 2 week taper for this.
Okay.
Yeah, when you get to that type of fitness, it's fun, right?
Yeah, this is fun for sure. So you're not going to screw anything up. Have you thought about your race strategy? I know we're going to talk about
nutrition too. We got to ask about that.
Like, are you going to start at race pace and see what you got, or are you going to start a bit slower, or you'll see how you feel in the next couple of weeks? Or
I hear it's kind of challenging with the first few miles, the GPS interference. So
there's a couple spot there. It's tough, but honestly, just lap.
Hit the button.
Yeah.
Hit the button when you see the sign.
I'll definitely try to do that. I believe the 3 hour pace bunny is in my corral, so following the pacer for the first few miles might not be a bad idea.
Honestly, I know a better pacer than that bunny. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know.
Rob, you're getting cocky. So what?
I'm getting cocky. I know.
What happened between?
I don't know. I
had
a couple good workouts, and I'm just feeling good, Charlie. I don't know. I know I'm not. I know. I'm displaying cocky confidence here. I also had a hard time at the fast finish, just like Colin, but we both finished it. We both had high heart rates at the end, and I don't know. It's possible now that I can do it, Charlie. It's definitely possible that I can do it. Sorry, go ahead, Colin.
Just saying, carrying into that run, lots of fatigue in the legs. My cardiovascular system has been great. It didn't get taxed too hard in that marathon in Salt Lake, thankfully, because of knowing that chasing that finishing time was out of the cards early. I was able to at least not do that.
I was pumped when I saw that you pulled out and weren't injured. I was like, "Hey, good."
Yeah,
good call.
Unfortunately, you do hit the ground quite viciously, even if you try not to. Running down slopes that are that severe. So, yeah, I definitely didn't feel recovered from it when we ran on Sunday, but as the week goes on here, I think that soreness is going to improve and keep improving.
Okay, good. So your HRV is starting to get green. You've probably got decent sleep scores. You're pretty much done your workouts. You're going to see how you feel in the next couple of weeks to get a feel. How about you, Charlie? Are you thinking you're going to run Chicago?
Yeah, I'm definitely running it.
You're running Chicago. Freaking race. Let's go.
59. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, you're running Chicago. That's awesome. I'm excited to hear that.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really been okayed medically, but I feel like it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all when I run or anything. So
you got 2 more weeks too, right?
Yeah. Anyways, are we asking predictions? That's what we usually do with.
Sure. Yeah. Let's ask Colin for a prediction.
Well, but Rob, you two at the same time.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Rob, what was your time in London? Rob, what was your
58:47?
58:47.
So I'm thinking, this is going to sound incredibly cocky. After 2 weeks ago, I said it was mathematically impossible. I'm going to go personal best. 2:58:35.
35. Okay, beat it by 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is so cocky. I've got 2 weeks of workouts in me, but I feel good.
Yeah, I'll go with 2:59. I try to run a hour 30, 10, and then I'll follow that up with a
129.
Yeah,
It's
So
kind of what I'm
259 on the nose.
yeah, let's go.
Charlie, how about you? Well, you don't have to make a prediction yet because you're going to be on the next episode and the one after. We got 2 more shows before the
Yeah, I'll see how the runs go this weekend.
but you can feel free to throw something out now. Well, you said 3:59.
329.29.
3:29.29. Okay, I like it. We're getting long on time here. Colin, anything else you want to share with us about your journey? I know we talked about all sorts of stuff here, but anything else you want to share about your journey or about Chicago or about anything?
No, I just want to say I'm really looking forward to spending those few days with you guys. I learned a lot from listening to you guys, and I'm sure spending those days with you, I'll learn even that much more. So, really looking forward to it. I hope the best for you guys, Charlie. I hope your recovery continues going the way it is, and 2.5 weeks is a lot of time for good things to happen. Rob, you got a couple more hay sessions to take care of. So
2 more.
No doubt that you'll take care of those, and you'll bring that to the start line in Chicago in a few weeks. So
What a kind message. What a kind, loving, thoughtful message. This is awesome. Charlie, anything else you want to add?
No, I did ask about nutrition. What's your plan for the nutrition?
Nutrition has been practiced quite a bit throughout my build up here. So,
honey badgers or whatever they're called. Honey.
Yes, Sun River honey. What are they? 100-calorie pouches.
They're like 35 grams of carbs or something. 30, 35.
29, which with honey, there's a little bit of water content in them, so it's not quite 4 calories per carb or per gram. So my goal is to take about 7 to 8 of them throughout the run.
Every 5K, basically.
Yeah, every 20, 25 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Depending on the temperature, I will be bringing some salt stick capsules to use. I think there are 250 milligrams of sodium each. So depending on the temperature, we'll see how frequently those will need to be taken. No issues at all.
250 doesn't seem like a lot.
It's not a crazy amount.
So at the Ironman, every bottle had 1,000 mg. And I was drinking. It felt so gross to drink.
The element.
So they gave water, precision hydration and fueling. They gave water that had like salt in it.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 milligrams per bottle.
So if you are depleted of salt, it won't actually taste that bad. But if your salt
tasted horrible
in equilibrium, then that would taste pretty disgusting. I'm certain. Yeah. So that's my nutrition plan. I'll try to drink water as often as possible. Hoping that it's not too hot. Looking at the average temperatures of Tokyo, London, Boston, and Berlin this year, they've all kind of been on the higher side. So
Boston was pretty cool.
Boston was probably the cooler one out of those 4.
Yeah.
London was hot, yeah.
Yeah. Never know.
So it means easier to qualify for Boston next year, probably.
That should help with the new adjustment for the downhillers too.
Yeah.
So one day, I think it'll happen.
Oh, yeah, it's for sure going to happen. It's going to happen this go around here. This is where you're going to qualify. This is where you're going to get it. Also, real quickly, just a great running weekend in Manitoba. There was the Kleefeld Honey 5K. There was the Fort Garry Rotary half. There was the Treehorn Run for the Hills. There was Epic Eastgate. I think that's a 50K or 50 miler. And there was also a run. There was also like a 5-hour loop race. Was that Beaudry Fall or something like that?
Beaudry Fall Classic?
I think the one where you have 5 hours to do as many loops as you can.
That one, there's a 48-hour event.
Okay, so not that one, the 5-hour one in Morden or something. So anyways, five races, pretty cool races in Manitoba for a weekend. That's awesome. So congrats to everyone who did good. And whether you did good or didn't do good, just for showing up, putting the boots on, and showing up is 90% of the battle, as Marlene Bagato would say. Shout out. So good on you guys. Good on Donnie Kaler and Martin Lafeche. Donnie Kaler, you did it. You did your half. Nice work, buddy. Running club guy who
did a full, Rob.
Sorry, half. Oh, obviously he did a full.
And you said he had no hay in the barn.
There was a lot of hay in the barn. I guess it was very tough conditions in Treehorn, apparently. Very wet conditions on those gravel back roads, which made for tough grip. So congrats to all you guys. I hope your training is going really well. I hope you're really, really crushing it right now. A couple fun races coming up, WFPS, lots of really fun stuff coming up in Manitoba. Ted's Run for Literacy this weekend, among others. So one more time, guys, more miles, less pace. Thank you for being here, Colin Lafreniere.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And good to see you.
Can I shout out my son, Noah?
Yeah.
He ran the Honey Run on this past Saturday and was able to hit a PB in his new Adidas Adi Zero SLs. He almost broke the 20-minute barrier, not quite, but it was able to run at 20:29, which is
so next year he's gonna definitely be
next year. It's definitely on the table.
Next week, next month at that age, right? Like that's how quickly he's progressing. It's not like us.
I don't have
actually getting stronger
to be posting faster times than him. So
yeah, when does he pass you in the 5K? That's the question.
I think next year you're in trouble.
Hopefully not next year.
2 years?
I would think 2 to 3 years. 3 for sure. 2. It depends how much he wants it.
Yeah. Well, if he's like his old man, I think he's going to want it for sure. Yeah, that's crazy. And you were saying, I was telling you on Sunday, like, would you rather buy your kid a $300 hockey stick or a $300 pair of shoes, cheater shoes? And I said $300 pair of cheater shoes, because those hockey sticks, they break all the time.
Yeah.
So plus, like sometimes with the sticks, like you don't know if it's actually going to help them, but like the shoes, you can. I don't know. It's pretty sure it's gonna help them.
They cheat. So congrats, Noah. We're proud of you here at the running journey. So is your dad, giving you a shout out. So is Charlie. Charlie mentioned him earlier in the show. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Send this to another fellow runner that you love. And don't forget, more miles, less pace. Let's go.